Chapter 4. The First Blood. The cold air bit at Marcus's face as he crouched behind a jagged ice formation, his breath fogging in the dim glow of Europa's distant colony lights. Around him, the small insurgent team prepared for their mission, their movements purposeful and silent. Each carried the weight of experience, their weapons and tools meticulously checked in the fleeting moments before action. Marcus, by contrast, felt like a shadow of himself, unsure, unsteady, and utterly out of place. "Stay low, stay quiet," the hooded man, who had since introduced himself as Elias, whispered, his tone calm but firm. "This isn't a fight. We're here to make a point, not casualties." Marcus nodded, though his hands shook as they gripped the small detonator Elias had handed him. A simple task, Elias had assured him. All Marcus needed to do was plant the device on one of the Dominion's supply transports, a symbol of rebellion carved into the Dominion's seemingly impenetrable grip. Nearby, the scarred woman, whom Marcus now knew as Samara, was securing a grappling line to a cliff overlooking the depot. She glanced back at him, her expression unreadable. "Focus, Vex," she said. "You hesitate out there, you're dead. Worse, we're all dead." "Right," Marcus muttered, swallowing the lump in his throat. He tried to ignore the tightness in his chest, the gnawing fear that his involvement would only doom them all. The depot was a hive of Dominion activity, with soldiers patrolling in pairs along rigidly defined routes. The towering supply transports gleamed under floodlights, their hulls reinforced with layers of blackened steel. The sight of them made Marcus feel small, insignificant. Elias tapped Marcus on the shoulder, pulling him from his thoughts. "Move when I say. Samara and I will handle the guards. Your path to the transport will be clear." "And if it's not?" Marcus asked, his voice trembling despite himself. Elias smiled faintly. "Then improvise." Before Marcus could question him further, Elias and Samara disappeared into the shadows, their forms blending seamlessly with the jagged terrain. Moments later, the faint sound of scuffling reached Marcus's ears, quick, sharp, and precise. He forced himself to breathe as Elias's voice crackled softly in his earpiece. "Go, now." Marcus moved, his steps quiet but hurried. He stayed low, weaving between crates and supply pallets as he approached the transport. His heart thundered in his chest, each beat echoing in his ears like a drum. When he reached the base of the transport, he crouched, fumbling with the detonator. The device was simple enough. A small, circular charge with an adhesive backing. Marcus peeled the protective film away and pressed the detonator against the transport's undercarriage. It clicked into place, and a small red light blinked steadily in confirmation. For a brief moment, relief washed over him, but it was short-lived. "Hey!" a voice barked from behind him. Marcus froze, his blood turning to ice. A Dominion soldier, his rifle raised, approached quickly. "Hands where I can see them." Panic surged through Marcus. He raised his hands slowly, his mind racing for a way out. The soldier's gaze flicked to the blinking light on the transport, and his expression hardened. "Saboteur!" the soldier shouted, bringing his rifle to bear. Before the soldier could fire, a sharp whistle cut through the air. Marcus flinched as an arrow, sleek and silent, struck the soldier's neck. He collapsed without a sound, the light fading from his eyes. Marcus turned to see Samara standing atop a nearby crate, her bow in hand and her face set with grim determination. "Move!" she hissed. Marcus didn't need to be told twice. He scrambled away from the transport, ducking behind cover as shouts erupted throughout the depot. Dominion soldiers converged on the area, their boots pounding against the icy ground. Gunfire lit up the night, tracer rounds slicing through the air. Elias appeared beside Marcus, his pistol barking as he fired at the advancing soldiers. "Stay close," he ordered. "We're getting out of here." The insurgents moved as one, their escape meticulously planned, yet fraught with danger. Samara covered their retreat, her arrows finding their marks with deadly precision. Marcus followed Elias, his legs burning as they sprinted toward the safety of the cliffs. Explosions rocked the depot behind them as the detonator's charges erupted, sending plumes of fire and debris into the air. By the time they reached the relative safety of the crevasse, Marcus was gasping for breath, his limbs trembling from exertion. He collapsed against the icy wall, his chest heaving as he tried to process what had just happened. Elias crouched beside him, his expression calm but serious. "You did well," he said. "Well?" Marcus rasped, his voice tinged with disbelief. "I almost got us all killed." "But you didn't," Elias replied. "And now the Dominion knows we're not afraid to strike back." Samara joined them, her sharp gaze fixed on Marcus. "Next time, keep your nerves in check. The Dominion doesn't hesitate, and neither can we." Marcus nodded weakly, the weight of her words sinking in. He had drawn first blood, but at a cost he wasn't sure he could bear. The depot's destruction would bring retaliation, of that he had no doubt. Yet for the first time he felt a flicker of something he hadn't known in years: hope.